Hi, it's Randy. So, I debated for a long time on whether to do the video that I did yesterday. I had actually been collecting some photos of some of the, shall we say, most interesting men who had messaged me on the dating site. I've been collecting those for maybe just about 2 months or so. And when I would show my friends, a lot of them thought it was really funny. I actually don't think it's funny at all. I think it's sad and it's humiliating. I know that a lot of men don't understand why a woman would be humiliated to get proposals or messages or invitations from men who were interested in them, no matter what those men looked like. That the expectation is that the woman should feel complimented no matter what the man looks like, because after all, someone is giving the woman validation and interest, and no one should shun that. But as we women all know, when men like the pictures that I posted yesterday, when those kind of men approach us, it makes many of us feel very bad. It makes us feel pretty worthless. It makes us feel like if they are approaching us, then they think that we are on that same level. And yes, you can call me as superficial as you want to call it. You can say whatever you want about how superficial I am. I am just merely telling the truth, and I am telling a truth that many, many women they believe and they feel in their hearts, and a lot of them are too ashamed or in denial to admit it. Now, those of you who will admit it, many of you thought that the video that I posted was funny, and it is funny, it is sad, and most of all, to me, it's humiliating. Yes, I know these men exist, and no, I have no hatred toward them. I'm sure they are nice guys. Many of them, I'm sure, could be great companions to someone. But unfortunately, when you are dating, you are not just thinking about being a friend, a companion. You are thinking about more of a romantic, chemical connection, and with the expectation that you are going to have sex with this person. Many women can immediately tell that this is or is not a person that we would ever think that we would possibly have sex with. So what would be the point? Because in relationships, is that not what all men expect and want eventually? Otherwise, why would they be on a dating site? Why would they want to get with a woman? None of these men want to be friends. They want to eventually have sex, which is fine. But now that we understand that, we have to know that when we see their photos, we judge very, very quickly whether this is a person that we would ever have sex with, okay? And then if we judge that this is a person we would possibly have sex with, it still doesn't mean we ever would. It still doesn't mean that after we met in person that we would ever feel that way. But more times than not, you can tell within 5 seconds of looking at someone's picture that this would never, ever, ever be a possibility that you would ever have sex with them, or let alone even hold hands. And it doesn't matter how much of a connection you have, what you have in common, how much money they have, what their car looks like, what their retirement fund looks like, how nice they are to you, how they treat you, what they buy you, what a good conversationalist they are. All that is great, but all that amounts to friendship. When you bring sex into the equation, now we are beyond friendship. So anything beyond friendship is very easy to tell that when somebody is a no. So most of the comments I got so far are from mostly women, and mostly positive, agreeing. A lot of thought it was funny. There was a few comments, and the most recent one is just basically saying what a horrible person I am, and that I'm, no better than garbage because I am putting these men's pictures up. Now, these men are never going to see my video. I can pretty much guarantee it. And, I don't think I said that much horrible things about the men. I mean, the pictures speak for themselves. Yes, people are laughing at the pictures. And you know what? There are men on YouTube right now that are doing the same thing. They are putting up pictures and reading profiles, and they're even catfishing women to make YouTube videos and talking about women that are that are past the wall, women that have the nerve to be in their 30s and still wanting kids, and what their profiles say. And I didn't go into any of that, and I didn't go into names like some of the other male YouTubers have been doing recently. All I did was post the pictures that I had been collecting to basically show men that I was not exaggerating. And most men have the reaction that, the negative reaction that some of the male commenters have made on my video. They cannot accept that their looks are important because they cannot do anything about it. But you know what? Welcome to the effing club, guys. Because women can't do much about our looks either. We're born with it or we're not. No, we didn't do anything to be born with good genes or bad genes. We can take care of ourselves all we want. A lot of us have difficulty losing weight and always have our whole life. So that may not be a priority, or that may not be a possibility. Okay? But in the olden days, like back in the 80s, 70s, okay, it was well known that you picked a partner that was on your same level, that people went with others that were on their same looks level. There were studies done about it, okay? So now things have changed. And how have things changed? Well, number one, women are admitting that men have hit a wall. They hit a wall when they're 32 or 40. They may hit the wall later than a woman, but when they hit it, they hit it. And a lot of them, it doesn't matter if they were young, they were still very, very unattractive. And many, many women would never date a man who's older. And many older women, the only men that they would be willing to have sex with, or I would say not just willing, but they would desire to have sex with, is a young man. And it is pretty embarrassing because we know there's no future. Now, with an older man and a woman in their 20s, that young woman might fall for the bait and actually ruin their life and take a future on with a man 20 years older. Most young men are not going to make a long-term commitment to an older woman who's 20, 25 years older than them. Okay, that's fine. But if we are really being honest, ladies and gentlemen, I seriously believe that women who are older, they are not attracted to men their own age. They want a man their own age. They want somebody who they're compatible with, and they want somebody their own age that they wish they were attracted to. And there are a few of them, few and far between, but there are some. In general, women are attracted to younger men in their 30s, in their early 40s, in their late 20s, just like men are. Older men, okay? And if we're talking about desire and sex, that's what we would desire too. And you know what? Men cannot handle it, because the patriarchy that set women into this role of, you know, taking whatever man for who he was, staying married to him no matter what he did, the 3 A's: abuse, adultery, alcoholism, addiction, and continuing to have sex with him, pretending to have orgasms, pretending to be interested in it, pretending to look the other way when he was having affairs with younger women. Those days are done, okay? That doesn't happen anymore. Women are divorcing men if they are abusive, or, you know, if there's an otherwise horrible, toxic relationship going on. They are able to take care of themselves, and when they really look inside themselves and see who they're attracted to, where sex is concerned, because we don't want to have sex as much as men anyway, in general. So if we're going to want to do it, it's going to take a lot, right? It's not going to take some homely guy. It doesn't matter how nice he is. It's not going to work that way. The only thing that's going to draw desire out of an older woman is a younger man, or a man that she's already in love with. A man who she's attracted to currently, or a man who at least she was attracted to in the past, where you can kind of bridge that gap, the gap between current looks and past looks. Your memory, your body can remember that you used to be attracted to this person. And sometimes you can bridge that gap and still be attracted to your husband when you're both old, which is awesome. But you know what? If you get a divorce like I have, and you have to start out new, it's very hard to start out new being attracted to 50-year-old men. They remind you of your father or your grandfather. My eyes aren't attracted to that, just like men say they're not attracted to women over 27 years old, okay? And, you know, for the record, I still think a lot of women who are older look a lot better for their age than men do at that age, than men look at for their own age. In other words, there are many, many prettier and attractive and sexually appealing women who are older than there are men. And I'm very sorry to break the news to you guys, but this is how it is. Welcome to the club of hitting the wall. I'm sorry. Find somebody in your own league. And that is not being mean, and it's not being superficial. As long as men expect sex out of a relationship, I am going to be looking for somebody that I desire. I am not going to pretend or fake sexual desire just to get money or companionship. Some women will. I'm not going to do that. Thanks for listening.